Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently still in this yellow structure. There's currently no reason to deviate from the current assumption that Bitcoin is obviously working on something that we would call an ending diagonal in wave C to the upside. I would have to revise my interpretation if there is a break below the 63,800 level, basically this swing low, which formed on Sunday. So just again, the structure hasn't really changed. Obviously a little bit of weakness as we're heading into the red resistance zone. Is that a surprise from an Elliott Wave point of view? Absolutely not, because that's exactly what resistance is for. Right? It starts here at 66,992. And you see the market is reacting to that 50% fib level. The next resistance level is at 68,525, then 70,767 and 72,150. So they are standard resistance levels, Fibonacci resistance, to which we would expect the price to react. It is possible that we are just sort of seeing a temporary setback. That is what I would assume at the moment, because if this is our C wave to the upside in this larger ABC structure, which I'm going to show you now, so A wave, B wave, C wave, so that basically this B wave that's currently unfolding, unfolds as an ABC structure as well, and the C wave is currently unfolding. But that this C wave, is currently an ending diagonal. That would be the expectation. We just see that because the movement in the subwaves is corrective. So my idea is that we have to expect setbacks where we would normally not expect them. It's not an impulse. But what I can tell you is that really to complete the third wave, I need to see minimally the 1.236 extension level reached, which is at 68,556. Best would be to get to 69,126 at least, because that's the first ideal target. Now, why do I say we have to expect pullbacks where we normally wouldn't expect them? Because there are certain guidelines for diagonals. For example, I want the third wave to reach, ideally 69,126, the 1.38 extension, as an ideal target, first ideal target. And the thing is that this third wave could form an ABC structure. Okay, so it's possible that this was the A wave. We're now getting a B wave pullback. Then we get a C wave rally. There's just nothing that can be predicted. I mean, it's possible, but therefore I'm saying the key level at the moment, the key level at the moment is the Sunday low. So as long as we're holding that, the B wave can be deep. As long as we're holding that, we can look for higher prices. The third wave now isn't long enough to call it a complete third wave. Doesn't work. Okay, so it's not long enough, basically. It's not long enough, and I would prefer the third to go a little higher. It has to. Or I cannot give you really an additional support area for wave 4. So once we have reached those targets for the third, I will add a support zone for the fourth, and then we can calculate the target for the fifth based on that. So that's sort of what I'm watching. And in the third wave, obviously an ABC structure. So if it now pushes higher directly or gives us a bit of a deeper pullback in wave B, we will have to see. The main purpose of the analysis is that we don't necessarily need to get concerned if we get now a deeper pullback, because as I just explained to you, because we're dealing with a diagonal, let me go, I'm already on the 1 hour chart. This here easily A, B, C, and then also here A, B, C, okay? Or A, B, C. Just as always, a third wave has the tendency to extend. I think that's a reasonable micro count that I would go with. But okay, do we really get a B wave in the midst? Maybe, or is it just going to push higher directly? Because it's possible to say that this was the A, this was the B, and we just get one more squiggle higher to reach that first target area there. I mean, time will tell. Not so important. I think what is more important than that, because nobody can know, is to realize what's the key level, which is down there, the Sunday low, and also diagonals tend to follow. They tend to follow these channel lines, so it might be worth watching for those. I'm going to add them to the chart just as, something to watch. Like that, okay? Just is something to watch. And it might be that we just, move higher like that. And then we now get this B-wave pullback, which might land at the lower boundary line of the trend channel. And then we get one more rally in wave C, and it might reach our target there, maybe a little higher, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5, and then we're done. That would be ideal, I can see that potentially happen, but that's all speculation. I think main benefit is that it's important to realize what the key level is. I mentioned that. Any break below that would cause me to reinterpret the chart. What would I interpret then? What would my view be if we break below that low that was formed on Sunday? I would still look at the possibility if maybe this B wave here is actually unfolding as a triangle. I mean, that would be something else to consider, but we don't have any evidence for it right now. So that we may be doing this, like a triangle, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, but then I need 3 waves down, forming a higher low, and then we can talk about that, okay? For now, it's just a possible ABC in the making. Essentially, there is not much more clarity we can distill from this chart. I think everything should be clear. The levels should be clear. Upside targets. I mean, for anybody who missed the previous videos, the ideal target range for wave C of B, is between 69,921 and 75,107. Probably more in the middle, of it, but we'll see. Yeah, that's sort of my update at the moment about Bitcoin. Once this B wave is complete, then we should get this C wave drop into the larger orange support zone then. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks like Tesla or Nvidia, then feel free to check our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link also in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.